Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled, What If Terry McLaurin Never Became a Commander? Imagine this. It's the 2019 NFL Draft. The Washington Commanders are on the clock in the third round. Instead of grabbing their future number one wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, another team swoops in. Now picture this. Aaron Rodgers throwing to Davante Adams and Terry McLaurin. Super Bowls look different. MVP races look different. And Belichick, of all people, actually gets a star wideout in New England. Yeah, welcome to the Chaos Multiverse. Today, we're diving into what happens if Terry McLaurin never becomes a commander and how his alternate career rewrites 2 decades of NFL history. So here's the setup. In 2019, instead of Washington at pick 76, the Green Bay Packers draft Terry McLaurin. Rodgers finally gets a reliable wide receiver to line up with Davante Adams. Washington, they're left with, well, a wide receiver wasteland that makes their real life years look like a Pro Bowl roster. From there, the dominoes start falling. So let's walk through these top 10 ripple effects in chronological order. The first one, 2019 rookie shockwave. McLaurin arrives in Green Bay, and it's like Rodgers just discovered cheat codes. Instead of Washington's quarterback carousel, he's catching lasers from one of the greatest to ever do it. He finishes with 950 yards and 7 TDs, instantly becoming one of Rodgers' most trusted targets. Meanwhile, in Washington, their quarterbacks have nobody reliable to throw to, and Washington's offense becomes one of the league's ugliest and unwatchable offenses. Number 2, 2020, Rodgers MVP season. This is where everything changes. Yes, Rodgers won the MVP in real life, but in this universe, with McLaurin stretching defenses, Aaron Rodgers throws for 52 touchdowns instead of 48. The real ripple effect comes in the NFC Championship game. Instead of forcing throws to Allen Lazard and getting picked off, Rodgers finds McLaurin over and over again against Carlton Davis, and the Packers topple Tom Brady's Buccaneers. In the Super Bowl, Rodgers outduels Mahomes in a 38-34 classic. McLaurin hauls in 2 touchdowns, earning rookie to sophomore breakout status, giving Rodgers his second ring, and his entire career narrative changes. He's not a one-hit wonder anymore, and I don't think Skip Bayless has ever recovered from that. Number 3, 2021, double trouble. The Adams-McLaurin duo is borderline unfair. Together, they pile up 2,700 receiving yards. Rodgers wins another MVP, but this time the Packers fall to the Rams in the divisional round. Still, the debate swirls. Is McLaurin already more than just a number 2 wide receiver? Has he become Davante Adams' equal? And Washington, they're still wandering in the wide receiver desert, desperate for someone to fill that role that never existed. 2022, the great split. Here's another major turning point. The Packers can't afford both Adams and McLaurin. They extend Davante Adams and ship Terry McLaurin to the Patriots for a first-round draft pick. Suddenly, Mac Jones has his first true number 1 wide receiver. The rookie wall is gone. Mac Jones jumps to 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns. The Patriots sneak into the playoffs, and Boston Sports Radio declares the dynasty is back, baby. Spoiler alert, it's not. 2023, Wasted Prime, Part 1. McLaurin's still brilliant, 1,400 yards, 11 TDs, but the Patriots stumble to an 8-9 record. Mac Jones is exposed as a limited quarterback who wilts under pressure. National media starts comparing McLaurin to Calvin Johnson. More specifically, a Hall of Fame talent stuck in quarterback purgatory. He's still an All-Pro, but the narrative becomes tragedy, not triumph. 2024, the Belichick collapse. Even with McLaurin at his peak, the Patriots go 7-10. Belichick is fired, ending his tenure in embarrassment. McLaurin publicly questions the direction of the team. ESPN spends entire weeks debating, is he wasting his career in Foxborough? Rumors fly of trades to the Cowboys, 49ers, or even Kansas City. 2026, the Chiefs heist, second ring. After 2 miserable years, McLaurin is finally freed. Kansas City trades a first and a third round draft pick to get him. The fit is instant. Mahomes and McLaurin are like backyard football artists. He posts 1,200 yards and 10 TDs, and the Chiefs storm to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs beat the Cowboys, and McLaurin earns a second ring. But here's the twist. Instead of universal praise, the Mahomes effect debate begins. Pundits argue, would McLaurin be this good anywhere else? The hot take machine never sleeps. Number 8, 2028 Super Bowl MVP. McLaurin silences the critics. In the 2028 Super Bowl against the 49ers, he goes off for 142 yards, 2 touchdowns, earning Super Bowl MVP. This is the moment where he seals his ticket to Canton. He's no longer just a what-if guy or a wide receiver made by his quarterback. He proves he can dominate the biggest stage. 2030, Twilight Fade. At age 34, the traveling tire starts to show. McLaurin's still a valuable veteran presence, but no longer the centerpiece. He puts up 890 yards and 7 touchdowns. In 2030, the Chiefs lose to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. McLaurin transfers from the star to elder statesman. More Larry Fitzgerald than Tyreek Hill. 2033, Cowboys cameo. One last ride. McLaurin signs a 1-year deal with Dallas, hoping to mentor the young wide receivers. He finishes with 340 yards and a couple touchdowns before quietly retiring. 15 seasons, 14,700 yards, 108 touchdowns, 3 rings, 1 Super Bowl MVP, a career that started as what if but ended as no doubt. Now that we've wrapped up the career part, it's now time to dive into some winners and losers. Winners, Aaron Rodgers. In real life, Rodgers has 1 lonely ring and a whole lot of yeah buts. In this timeline, he gets ring number 2 in 2020 thanks to Terry McLaurin, silencing the only 1 ring jokes forever. Instead of debates about wasted potential, Rodgers is remembered as a 2-time champion whose career arc feels fulfilled, all because he finally had that second option. Green Bay Packers. Packers fans spent years mocking their own front office for never drafting Aaron Rodgers' help. In this universe, the McLaurin pick becomes the move that changed their franchise's late-era identity. Even when McLaurin leaves for New England, his fingerprints are all over their short-term success in Aaron Rodgers' second ring. They go from the team that never supported Rodgers to the team that drafted the right guy at the right time. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. Even dynasties need a second act. McLaurin becomes that bridge for Mahomes, keeping the Chiefs machine humming when Tyreek Hill is long gone and Travis Kelce is slowing down. He not only added another option, but delivers a Super Bowl MVP performance, cementing his place in Chiefs lore as well. Fans forever argue, was he the most important second star of the Mahomes era? Also, Terry McLaurin himself. The biggest winner, of course, is Terry McLaurin. Instead of toiling away in Washington obscurity, he becomes a Hall of Fame receiver with multiple rings, a Super Bowl MVP, and over 14,000 receiving yards. His career arc shifts from the next Calvin Johnson tragedy to the guy who saved Rodgers, survived New England, and crowned Mahomes again. He becomes remembered as the wideout who bent NFL history across 2 different decades. And with the winners, there's also going to be losers. With the first one being the Washington Commanders. And this is brutal. In real life, McLaurin gave them at least one bright spot. During a lost decade, though, with Jaden Daniels, that could be brightening up in real life for more than just one season. In this alternate world, no McLaurin, no offensive identity, no hope. Their quarterback carousel spins even faster. And the face of the franchise question could possibly haunt them for years. Without Terry, Washington sinks further into irrelevance. Bill Belichick. Even when he finally gets his top wide receiver, Belichick can't make it work. The Pats crash and burn despite McLaurin's brilliance. His presence only magnifies how far New England falls post Brady. Instead of his late career redemption arc, Belichick's resume ends with had a Hall of Fame wide receiver in his prime and still couldn't win. The GOAT coach goes out on a sour note. Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones loves stars, but in this world, Dallas misses McLaurin twice. First when he goes to Green Bay, then again when the Pats get him in 2024. By the time he finally gets him in 2033, Terry McLaurin is a shell of his former self. Cowboys fans are left asking the eternal question, what if he'd been here earlier? Instead, Dak Prescott retires without that true playoff breaking wideout. And also, NFL fans. Yes, we gained Super Bowl Terry, but we lose Scary Terry in Washington. The gritty underdog wide receiver who gave a bad team personality. Gone. Instead, McLaurin becomes a superstar caught in constant debates about Rodgers' legacy and Mahomes' dynasty. Fans lose the cult hero version and instead get the media circus version, which, depending on perspective, might be worse. So in this alternate history, Terry McLaurin's career isn't a quiet story of consistency buried in Washington. It's a Hall of Fame arc that reshaped Rodgers, teased Belichick, and crowned Mahomes. He goes down as the wide receiver who turned what if into no doubt. But here's my parting question for you all. If Terry McLaurin could join any NFL roster today, who would you want to see him paired with? Drop your answers in the comments, hit subscribe for more Chaos Fueled Sports What Ifs, and I'll see you in the next video.